Hello, my name's Marcela Villarrubias and I'm a teacher and a journalist. I'm specialized in language learning and teaching and in bilingual education. I live and work in Barcelona. In this interview, I would like to speak about a book I've written. It's my first book and it came out last April. The book deals with the Catalan educational system, specifically with its being a type of monolingual education which uses Catalan as its only language of instruction. By language of instruction, I mean the language that is used in all the educational activities. For example, all the classes are given in Catalan, students are required to speak in Catalan in class, all the books and pedagogical materials are only in this language, and all the exams and oral presentations are done in this language too. In contrast with this, and as it's well known, Catalonia is a bilingual region with two official languages, Catalan and Spanish. Both are widely spoken in the region, although in some areas one is more dominant than another. For example, Catalan is more dominant in the provinces of Girona and Lleida, and Spanish is more prominent in some parts of the province of Barcelona and Tarragona, with the main cities in the region being bilingual. That's at a group level. At an individual level, Spanish is the mother tongue of about 55% of the population, Catalan of 31%, then there are about 4% of the population who consider both languages to be their mother tongues, and then there's about 10% of the population who are speakers of other languages. So despite this linguistic diversity, the education system has been monolingual for the past 25 years. This system is not optional. This offer in Catalan is not only for those who want it, and then we have another offer which is in Spanish. The only offer that exists is a Catalan medium instruction, as I said, compulsory for all the students. The alternative are the foreign language schools like the American school, the Deutsche Schule or the Lycée Français, but these are very expensive schools which cater for a minority of students. And this is one of the peculiarities of the system, the fact that all the education, public education and also private education, is Catalan medium education. The reason for this state of affairs is that nationalist parties have been in power for the past 35 years in the region since the beginning of democracy and the start of the process of devolution to the regions. And right from the beginning, they attacked education as one of the areas where to apply their nationalistic agendas. Then we can say that the reason for having this compulsory monolingual education is not educational or pedagogical, but political. In my book, I look into all these issues. I would like to show it. I've got it here. The title in Spanish is Sumar y no restar, razones para introducir una educación bilingüe en Cataluña, which could be translated as addition, not subtraction, reasons for introducing bilingual education in Catalonia. So as I said in the book, I look into all these issues on the sociolinguistic reality of Catalonia, and I argue that a monolingual system, which we have at the moment, has serious shortcomings for students from an educational point of view. I'd like to mention three of these shortcomings. The first one is that in this day and age, a compulsory monolingual system is out of touch with the world we live in. which is a world which is increasingly globalized with multilingualism in the 5 continents and a more and more competitive and globalized workforce. In this context, languages are a plus. They are a very valuable resource for individuals and for the communities they live in. That's why we can say that a monolingual system goes against all these realities. A second shortcoming I'd like to point out is that a compulsory monolingual system runs counter to the recommendations of all the international stakeholders in the field of education, like UNESCO, the European Council, or the European Commission. All these institutions recommend bilingualism or multilingualism in schools. For example, the 2008 report by the European Commission that encourages multilingualism in schools, they call on European state members to teach in the mother tongue of the students and plus teach them 2 European languages. This is what is known as the mother tongue +2 formula. Also, I would like to mention the latest report by the European Council. This is the 2012 report from this year. This report monitors the use of minority languages in Europe, following the European Charter on Minority and Regional Languages. In this report, in the chapter dedicated to education in Catalonia, the European Council states explicitly that while the offer of Catalan medium education is a great advancement for this minority language, nowhere does the European Charter for Minority Languages require that education in a minority language should be compulsory for all students. The Council recommends that this type of education should be optional, should be for those students who want it, but says explicitly that those who would like education in Spanish should be able to have this offer too, or that an alternative would be bilingual education with subjects in both languages. A third shortcoming that I'd like to mention is that monolingual education, as we have it in Catalonia, disregards the very important role of the mother tongue in education, both from a cognitive and from an affective point of view. 50%, about 50% of the student population in Catalonia have Spanish as their mother tongue. And in the present system, we can say that they are deprived of something that they should never be deprived of, that no student should be deprived of, which is the possibility of studying part of their education in the mother tongue. On the other hand, we have about a third of the population, of the student population, who are native speakers of Catalan. And while these are in a better position than the others because they can access an education in their mother tongue, we must say also that those who live in areas where Catalan is practically the only language spoken, that they see and because they cannot learn Spanish at school, they see their education restricted to only one language, which clearly compromises their future academic and professional opportunities. Taking all this into consideration, in the book I call for a change from the present monolingual model onto a Catalan-Spanish bilingual model. This type of education, bilingual education, has many benefits and is much better for students than the present compulsory monolingual system that we have, and is also better than a model which would have Catalan medium schools and Spanish medium schools. That is a 2-track system with choice by the families which schools they prefer. In the book, I explain the benefits of bilingual education for students and how this can be put into practice. This would be with schools that would foster the development of both languages by teaching subjects in both languages, plus the teaching of English, of course. As I said before, the title of the book is Addition, Not Subtraction, and I use these metaphors because they are very relevant in the field of languages in education. In the field we call additive bilingualism, that type of education that fosters the development of two languages to a very high level, and subtractive bilingualism, that type of education that fosters the development of one language and hinders the learning of the other one. At the moment, unfortunately, what we have in Catalonia is a type of subtractive bilingualism, and I hope that in the next few years we are able to make this change which is so necessary in the present day world and in the multilingual Europe we live in, from this subtractive type of education to Catalan Spanish bilingual education, which would be of great benefit for all the students in Catalonia.